Hello everybody, Mr. Pilgrim here coming at you with the fourth video in our Platinum Trophy Guide for Elden Ring. In the last video we had just done Rhea Lucaria Academy, and then we went on to fight Star Scourge Radahn in Redmane Castle. Now, as you can see here, we are just outside of Fort Hate, and from here we're going to be heading into the now, as you can see, opened crater just in front of us to head into the hidden city and go from there. So from here I'm just going to be going through and going directly to all the graces and stuff. So like always, just going to speed it up until we get to something of importance. Alright, and now as you can see, we've made it to the next boss that we are going to fight. And this is going to be kind of an interesting boss because this boss is varied based on you yourself and your build. And this is going to be the Mimic tier boss. You'll approach and then it'll immediately copy you. I am out of FP. And just like that, the Mimic tier has been defeated, and that'll get you a trophy. Pretty cool. Now from here we're basically just going to make our way to the next grace site, and then we're going to talk about two bosses, and then we're going to do a side area. So yeah. Alright, now the two optional bosses I'm going to talk about are found in the city area and the one below, so in Siofra Riverwell, and as well as the Nokron area. So as you'll see, there's these braziers that you can light. There's 6 of them in the upper level that we're currently on, and then there's 8 in the lower level. You have to activate all 6 of them, and you'll see off to my left a flame was just lit, just right there. That's how you'll know when you're done. Whenever you have all 6 lit in the top area, you can go over there and fight the stronger version of the boss down below that requires 8 braziers. And that'll be 2 more trophies for you guys. I'm going to skip lighting all the braziers in this area and in the area below, and I'm going to show you those boss fights just in a moment. So from here, we're actually going to be heading down into the city specifically and grabbing two specific things. One is going to be the Mimic Tier Legendary Summon, which you will need for a trophy, and the other one is a quest item to Ranni. So from here, I'm just going to follow the path that I take for both those items. Alright, so now that you've gotten both of those items, we can now head back to the Ancestral Woods. Alright, so from here, to get to the next area, to progress and find the third boss in this area that we're going to be fighting, you just want to head mainly northeast from here. You'll find that there's this corpse that's being worshipped, and it has one of the braziers that you will need to light. But if you keep going just up behind it, you'll find this little area with the jellyfish on it. They're just being all chill. So from here, you'll actually drop down, and then you can find a site of grace in here. And bam, just like that. So like I said, as of now, we're going to go back, light all of the braziers on both the bottom and lower floors, and then I'm going to show off the Mimic Tier, which, as you'll see how good it is. The only downside to the Mimic Tier is that it requires HP instead of FP, and it's almost, like, I think it's about half your health normally, or more depending on how much HP you have. So do be careful, as some boss fights will immediately rush you when you try to summon this, and it'll just be an instant kill on you. So just be wary of that before you do anything. Also, don't forget to go back and talk to the Finger Maiden in Round Table Hold to get a additional talisman slot. She'll do that once you have 2 great runes. She was able to give it to me once I had my 3rd. Luckily, as there was a glitch that people were reporting to where if you get the 3rd before you go and talk to her after getting a 2nd one, then she will just not give you the item. But moving on, so now we're going to start with the lower section of Siofra Riverwell. Hopefully we'll also grab the map while we're there just to make it easier. And then we're going to fight that boss. And then we're going to come up and fight this boss just right behind me. So I'll see you then. Alright, now as you guys will see, we'll be fighting the Ancestor Spirit first, which is the weaker one of the two. Might not seem it, but it is. But as you'll see, the Mimic Tier is going to be going to work. As you can see though, it is unupgraded for now. but it can heal itself. The only downside I found to katanas, it seems, is that when you have an enemy that is much more taller than you, it makes it hard to deal damage. But that'll be the first one, and that'll be another trophy in the bag. So now what we're going to actually end up doing is just heading back and upgrading our mimic tier, and so on. And then we're going to switch over to the next boss fight, which will be the tougher version of the ancestral one that we just fought. And like I said, as you'll see, they're basically the same boss, just slightly different. By that I just mean, one is just more unique attacks. I did have a weird glitch with this boss the first time I fought it, where it did the disappearing thing that it just did, but then it never came back and it ended up killing itself. The mimic really likes to get face tanked a lot. Alright, and finally done. This is a annoying boss that could heal. I'll probably speed up some parts of that just to make it a little bit easier. So yeah. Whew, we can now move on to the next boss. Alright, so from the aqueduct facing cliffs, we'll get our horse out. And you can make your way over here and make a very precise jump inside. You'll immediately get kicked off your horse, but if you just follow the path I take, it'll be the path of least resistance to the next boss. Now, if you happen to have done the steps that I have done for Fia's questline, you'll have the twinned armor set, and there'll be a NPC just up here on the right that you can interact with, just outside here. And you can give them the armor set. And then from here you can head up the steps and we'll find our next boss. This will get us our third trophy, the Valiant Gargoyle. Now don't be fooled, this is actually going to turn into a 2v2 fight. Do be careful as he can spew poison a lot. And he can switch weapons, so do be careful of that. Having a delay attack is definitely annoying. But sadly around the halfway point, a second gargoyle shows up. So basically what this means is we'll just have to come back to this fight once we're a little stronger and then just go from there. That is all. Alright guys, now I've changed builds a little bit. I'm now using the Ice Rind Hatchet +7, which I will show you how good this is once you see, and then I'll also show you guys how to get this to +7 fairly easily. Now I'll show you the damage immediately. All you want to do is just activate its unique ability, the Hoarfrost Stomp. And as you'll see, it does decent damage. Downside, of course, is these gargoyles are fairly mobile. So it does make it a little bit harder to sometimes hit them. But when you can, as you can see, you do some good damage. Now, once the second one shows up, it's best to try and get rid of the first one as quickly as you can, otherwise you'll get overwhelmed quite easily. And as you can see, just like that, now that this first one is down, the Twin Blade one is probably the much harder of the two. but having the mimic definitely makes a difference. And do note that I did switch to the Carrion shield, which we got from the Carrion Knight in Raya Lucaria on accident, as it gives me some options to block. And just like that, we barely beat the gargoyle. It was a close one, but once you do that, you will unlock another trophy. And then if you head down here, you can find a grace, which is pretty cool. But from here, like I said, I'm going to show you how to get the plus 7. So if you go to Schoolhouse Classroom, I will show you the way there. Alright, so from here you're actually just going to backtrack. You'll head up here. And as you'll see, you can use this lift right here and jump on it once there is a platform for you to fall onto. Do be careful, as you actually might fall through. And yeah, so you'll just be heading all the way down. This is going to be a very slow elevator all the way down. So I might just speed that up. But once you're down here, you'll see this enemy. Basically what you want to do is you want to have them grab you like so, and then kill you like that. It'll probably take 2 grabs, so make sure that you don't die to anything else. And once you do that, as you'll see, you'll now be in a new location called Volcano Manor. Alright, now as you can see, we're here in Volcano Manor. You'll just want to follow the exact path that I'm going to take, and this will get you a couple of things and will get us to the next and last boss for this episode. So yeah, just follow the path I take, and I'll see you there. Alright, so apart from the couple of fails I had at the jump, you'll now be here at this little cathedral area, and this will be where you fight the first Godskin in the game, the Godskin Noble. Now this guy is especially weak to the ice, so using your Mimic, you can easily just spam. And just like that, another easy boss done. That'll also get you a weapon and another trophy called the Godskin Noble. And I think that is officially going to end this bit of the video. Actually, I just remembered one last thing. We have to actually head all the way back to Ranni's Rise. So we'll do that, and then we will officially end the video there. Alright, now once you've made it back,
not blood. Even in my it is in my thanks.
she will thank you, and then and she'll give you the Carrion inverted statue.
A strange. I am certain. I must thank you. May it was but what I too.
And that's where we're going to officially end the video. Hopefully these guys have been helpful for you. Like I said, if you don't like the build that I am using, you do not have to use it. You can use whatever you want. This is more or less just going to be showing you how to progress and get the specific trophies when possible, as well as getting all optional bosses that give you trophies, as well as showing you how to get all 3 endings, which we are working on one of them right now, which is Ranni's questline. As well as doing her questline, you also get 1 ending. You also get to fight a optional boss that gives you a trophy, and you also get a legendary armament, which you will need. So I will see you all in the next one.